Hello, everyone. I am Zhao Chuang. Let's draw the skull of Yangchuanosaurus shangyouensis. The skull fossils of Yangchuanosaurus shangyouensis are pretty intact, so we have an intuitive understanding of what this dinosaur looked like. At first glance, its skull looked a bit like that of Allosaurus. However, unlike Allosaurus, its head shape was more complex. Its lacrimal horns were not as developed as Allosaurus, but the keratinous structure on its nose had prominent undulations. Its nose was quite special, with a concave at the beginning, followed by a rounded anterior, then became vertical. Its entire head was tall. Its anteorbital fenestra was very round, and the hollow fossa inside was shaped like a triangle. In addition, the fossils show that, when it closes its mouth, the way its upper and lower jaws bite is a bit like a lizard, and when the lower jaw is fully closed, there is a gap between the upper and lower middle teeth, so we will reconstruct it to have lips. Now, let's draw the skull of Yangchuanosaurus shangyouensis. Before drawing the skull, we first determine its position in the picture. We start with the nose, and its highest point is above the eyes. Here is its lacrimal horn, and here is the horn-like structure above the eyes, followed by the back of its head. Now, let's draw some delicate structures of its skull. First, draw the part above the nasal bone that turns outwards. What's downward was its lacrimal bone, which also formed the front of its eye socket. Then, we draw its postorbital bone and finish its eye socket. Next, we draw the structure inside the anteorbital fenestra at this position. The anteorbital fenestra was huge, with many openings inside. Up here was its nostril, and the front anterior was the premaxilla. Then, we draw the shape of the maxilla, which makes up its mouth. Then, there is its jugal bone, which extends backward. Here is its lateral temporal fenestra, and behind is its quadrate bone. Then, we draw the teeth. There were 4 teeth on the premaxilla. The maxillary teeth were big and small in an uneven length. These teeth would become relatively large. Next, we draw a line on the mandible representing a row of nutrient holes. Then, draw the upper shape of the mandible between the teeth. At the posterior, the mandibular articulation is located here. Its lower jaw was wider at the back and narrower at the front. Here, we draw the boundaries of these bones, first the suprangular bone, then the angular bone, and in front of this line is the mandible, which is also called the dentary bone. Finally, we draw some nutrient holes on the top of the teeth and show the roots of the teeth. There was a depression in the middle of the tooth root. In this way, we've finished drawing the skull of Yangchuanosaurus shangyouensis.